What was it like seeing all those sea of people out there on the field? Must be, you've had some incredible moments here, but that must be amazing.
It's pretty touching, actually. I just saw a bit more vision on the tally, and probably from where I was standing on the stage, I couldn't see the scope of it all. But it was, I mean, the whole last month, in particular this week, the supporters. It's been fantastic, and I can't thank them enough.
Was it quite overwhelming in some ways, just seeing all the people on the field? Like, it just must be kind of bizarre after all the years of that being sort of your, like the domain of the players.
Oh yeah, I guess for a lot of people, going out onto the field is a big thing. So what for the government and the stadium to agree to do it, again I thank them for that, because they made the day extra special. And then it wasn't your sort of 70s style, everyone jumped the fence when the full-time siren. This one was a lot more controlled, but there was some great scenes.
Did you, I know you're really good at playing with the front but knowing that was happening at the end of the game, did it cross your mind at all during the 80 minutes? Or not when you tried to
I thought when Manly got back into the game and that try went to the video ref, which was disallowed, I did start to think about that a little bit, because 50,000 people came to hopefully see the Broncos win. Well, not every 50,000, but so it was good from our point of view as a team to sort of take control again after that.
So obviously, like your last game here, but there's a couple of fellas, one bloke on report and one injured. Their sort of immediate futures are in a bit of doubt. Is that on your mind at all? We know Sam on report and Josh.
Yeah, I mean, we just have to let the process take its place. Sam, that'll be a bit of a talking point for the next couple of days. Hoffman doesn't look great, but he's going to get scans, and we've got our fingers crossed for him.
Anthony, what do you think of the Friday?
I would wait and have a good look at it on the video. Yeah. I ain't got a real issue with it at the moment. We'll just wait and see what happens. There'll be plenty about it over the next couple of days.
Have you had any time to speak to Sam since the game about it?
No, we're too busy getting down the tunnel so we get out and get our photo taken. So, yeah.
What about what sort of losses, Josh? I know he's not definitely out yet, but...
Obviously, if Josh is gone, that's devastating for him, and ideally you wouldn't like that to happen. But every team's got a couple out at this time of year. So if that's the case, we get Jared Beale back there, and we get Hodges back next week, and we get on with it. So I feel for him at the moment, but. That's just part of the journey sometimes, is that those things happen.
What's the early prognosis? We heard a couple of varying reports about it.
Yeah, it's... you got me on the name of it, but it's ligament behind the knee. It's not. They don't think it's the bad one, the cruciate. It's PCL. Yeah. So that's the initial diagnosis. So we'll have a look at that. He's got to get a scan. Won't jump to conclusions, but we'll see what happens.
Do you know when he did it? He said, was it before he took that kick back?
No, he said it was on the kick return, and he just got caught in an awkward position, and someone drove in from behind him. And he said, it's a funny type of thing, he said he doesn't feel too bad, he's just got no power, and when he tries to take off. So but it was when he brought that ball back, and he said he just felt someone drove in from behind him.
Yeah, and in the second half, once they scored, the intensity lifted in it like semi-final football.
When they scored, which try?
Oh, no, when they got their two tries on the intensity of the game lifted, didn't it?
Yeah, our intensity probably that first 10 minutes of the second half dropped off a touch, and the kick come off the post, and so I guess that was a bit of a bit of a fortunate one for them, and then the next set of six we were poor. We got lucky with. The guy was offside, but we got lucky there, and we turned things around.
Darren, what sort of week are you expecting? Do you think Sam might take a bit of heat off you for a couple of days?
Well, I sort of was hoping that this week was the last week for me to, we get into finals now, and there's sort of the focus will be the footy. I don't know when my last game will be for the Broncos. And Sam will be a talking point, but we just have to wait and see what happens.
He's an experienced enough player to deal with it, isn't he? Like at this stage of the year, it's not a good time to be on report, but he's been around.
Yeah,
hard for a young player to deal with, I suppose.
They know how to deal with it, and the team. The team will know how to deal with it as well.
Darren, you've beat a very good side today. They had a few out, but you're heading to the finals. Do you think you're good enough to win it all?
Oh yeah, I know they had a few players out today, but they were always going to bring a semi-final type footy. And, for us, there was a couple of opportunities. If we had scored, it might have been a completely different scoreline. I reckon we're capable.
Do you have the injuries? Anthony, because Matt Gillette looked like he had a knock on the head or something. He was wobbly for.
Yeah, no, everyone else are normal bumps and bruises. Everyone else is good.
Anthony, you were motoring along well at 14-0, and then it looked like it might have even gone to 20. Do you think the Blakes took their foot off the accelerator a bit in the second half, or are you upset with the way Manly came back in?
That might have been a touch off there for that one set after the try. But at 14-0, and if we got to 18 or 20-0, it could have been a different game. But the pleasing thing was, what we needed out today was a real tough game of football, and we had to win the game twice again, which we've been able to do a number of times during the year. Back at 14-10, and like he said with that disallowed try, Manly were coming to get us, and the way we dug in after that and just ground the game out. I thought it was perfect for us going into a semi-final. We had enough composure and commitment to make sure that we didn't lose the game, and I thought it was a real good brush up before next week.
What do you think of the ruling which disallowed that try, second try for Yaya?
I thought it was fair enough. Yeah, even though it went behind him, he's propelled it forward. Those sort of things have been sort of ruled on all year. So it was just a story of our night in a way. Tio knocked the ball out of Thaida's hands when he was going to score. I just thought we were shanty off. Doing a good job with that game in attack, but in the end we did a good job with our composure and our defence, and if it remains like that for the next week, we'll be hard to beat.
It's a great opportunity for Beale to shine at fullback. He showed some nice footwork and scored a good try.
Yeah, Jared, during that patch at the start of the year when we were trying to establish ourselves in the competition, Jared Beale was one of our best players at fullback. Everyone was raving about him, so and rightly so. So if it happens that he's the fullback next week, well, he's a pretty good replacement.
Did the day have a different feel early on when you were getting here? Like, was it sort of just, I don't know the late start and everything, but just, were you looking at sort of seeing people with sixes on their backs? Or was it sort of, did it just have that unique feel for you?
Yeah, it did. It was that little, that 4 o'clock start. The shirts with the 6 on it. I guess. Coming here today, it was a little bit like the third Origin. I knew that the atmosphere was going to be fantastic, and there was going to be a little bit of focus on me. So I was just focusing on the process of the game. That was the important part to me. But again, when it's all over, I'm very appreciative of the effort that was made by a number of different people and organisations to create the special event we had today. It was fantastic for the code.
Warriors next week. Anthony, that's 7 in stone now. They're formidable opponents, obviously. Yeah,
well, anyone that finishes in the top 8 can play, so it's the Warriors, and it's next Saturday at 6:30, I think, so we get on with it. Today was the end of the regular season, and we did what we had to do, and it was a great way to celebrate Lockie's day, and we're freshen up tonight, and the Warriors next Saturday night. All good.